Do the normies like you?
Crush with normies.
Do you
dude.
crush with normies?
Oh, they love me. They love me, bro.
Why do they love you?
Because I'm a fucking weirdo. I'm that crazy ass white boy, dude.
So, and I bet you, your girl's normal. And she's like, hey, my friend's having a dinner party. And then you go and you're like, what's up, fucking dinner party, bitches?
Yeah, and I don't say things like that. I'm more smart about it.
You take a sip of wine. This wine's got me gacked. Bro.
We see each other just infrequently enough for you to have this like weird cartoonish idea of how
I'm just taking what I see and heightening it. I know that's not how you are. I know you're a normal person, but it's funny to be like, I love steak, but I brought my own tater tots.
Yeah, I brought my frozen tater tots in a bag.
Bro.
Bag tots.
Hey, they're community tots. Whoever wants them gets them.
Bag tots, ice cold, chunk on the table.
And welcome to Tyler Is Groce Podcast with me, Tyler Groce, where I talk to my successful friends about life and comedy and growth and all that good stuff so I can beat them at what they got going on. We got a good one for you today. Conrad Fagan. He's a good dude. He's an asshole with a heart of gold. That's what I've called him through this whole episode. Was I nice? Was I mean? Somewhere in between, probably, more likely. It's very interesting. It's funny. Conrad's really funny. He has a show at a convenience store in Austin, Texas, every Saturday at 9:30 called Business Hours, at Business Hours ATX. If you go on Instagram, you can get all the information about that. It's an interesting episode. I've been fine. Still here in New York, starting to feel more settled and more, and I've been getting the podcast itch back again, where I'm like, you know what? I gotta start working on these clips. I gotta start working on these episodes, trying to find guests, trying to think in that mindset. And luckily, this every other week has been a good break for me. But I think that's gonna keep me going through the holidays, and after that, hopefully, I can get back on something. Get back on my game more and slowly ramp back up to maybe even once every week. Who knows? But for right now, it's sticking it every other week because that's just what I got, people. But I hope you're doing well. I'm doing all right. Check out my website for shows that I got coming up. Check out my go on my Instagram page. It'll have where you want me to perform. Send me your city that you want me to come to. I'll come and perform there. Got PayPal, got fucking Patreon, all sorts of shit. It's all in the thing. So just look it up. Help me out. Give me a like. Give me a comment. Give me something. Subscribe. That'd be great if you haven't already. Really appreciate you if you're still hanging out and listening and following me on the gram and stuff like that. And yeah, love you. And you're going to love Conrad. Check him out. Thank you so much. God bless. Could you produce podcasts so you would know what's good and what's not?
Yeah, I don't do more audio.
Make sure you cheat towards the camera.
I cheat towards the camera?
Yeah, I mean, don't look at the camera when you talk to me, but like make sure that your body is in frame and in the camera.
Spread.
Yeah. Because some people are like, yeah, and they lay down, they put their head down there. They're like, yeah, let me tell you about my dreams. And I'm like, well, motherfucker, you're not in the frame.
It is set up like therapy, though.
Is it?
Yes.
You talk sideways with your therapist?
Yeah, I mean, if I was laying down like that,
right,
it would be perfect therapy angle. I'm just talking sideways.
You don't lay down. You don't lay down with your therapist. You don't do like the classic TV, like lay down on a fainting couch.
Man, I get into it.
Do you?
Yeah.
How long have you been going to therapy? Because you've been going for a little bit now.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not in therapy anymore. When I went to therapy, I would spread all the way out. I'm fixed now. That's why I don't go.
I feel like a lot of people would disagree. That you're fixed now.
That I'm fixed?
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm completely fixed.
Well, why did you go to therapy in the first place?
I'm neutered.
Why'd you go to what?
I'm totally.
Why'd you go to therapy? Got
my penis and my balls chopped off, coming around the head, the whole thing.
There wasn't a therapist. I hate to break it to you.
What are you talking about?
That was a man vet.
It was a man vet, a combat veteran
who neutered you.
Thank God. Thank him for his service.
Why'd you quit therapy?
I quit therapy because I moved here.
What do you mean?
I just moved. I went to therapy back home in Kansas.
But I remember seeing you a few months ago and being like, "Yeah, I'm in therapy." You were doing jokes about it. Yeah, I'm in therapy. I'm in therapy.
Yeah, I was doing a therapy.
I'm in therapy, man.
Yeah, that's how my jokes are.
She just tells me what I want to hear, and I'm like, "Bitch, you're a therapist. You're supposed to do that."
Yeah, it's their job. Do you want me to just do? I can just do the bit right now. I can stand up.
No, it was never very good.
All right. What's the point of this podcast? Is this make my guests feel bad?
No, I never even heard the bit.
Welcome to the Tyler Makes People Feel Insecure podcast.
You only told me the bit off stage.
Well, the bit is how a lot of people get therapists. The bit was that I had a good therapist.
Yes.
And that other people get bad therapists who just tell them that it's everyone else's fault.
Right.
Which is what you want. It's what you're paying for. You know, if you paid that much money, I would be mad if someone told me that there was things wrong with me.
I've done therapy enough times, and what I found was that I'm better at it than they are.
You start helping them. I
don't start helping them because they have boundaries, but I start figuring my shit out before they do. Or at least they don't tell me. Like, I'm going there for you to be like, hey, I don't know if you realize this, but like, you a bitch. And be like, oh my God, thank you. I didn't know I was a bitch.
Right.
And then you help me. But if I had to figure out I'm a bitch on my own, don't pretend like you did anything.
Right. But you're finding out that you're a bitch on your own while you're in a therapy session?
No, when I'm outside the therapy session.
Right. And
then I come back and I'm like, yo, I think I'm a bitch. And they're like, really? Tell me more about that. I'm like, so you don't even know I'm a bitch? I found out I'm a bitch. Now I'm bringing it to you and you're surprised. You're supposed to know ahead of time. And I was like, you know what? Fuck this. If I can figure out I'm a bitch, if I can figure out all these other things, I'm going to focus on that and not on these things.
You don't think that your meetings with the therapist, like your memories of being in therapy, carry over into your thoughts for the rest of the week, and then maybe you have a breakthrough on your own and you bring it back to the therapist?
Have you seen that show Severance?
That's how therapy works.
Have you seen that show Severance?
Yeah, I love Severance.
That's how it is with therapy.
It's that show about the office.
It feels like I'm always in therapy, and then I leave therapy and I forget all my memories of it.
Yeah, that's a big problem. You got to think about the stuff they talk about.
No, I think what it really was
those guys are smart.
I think what it really was I felt like I was smarter than I had one therapist in particular that I felt like I was smarter than.
Yeah.
And once I realized that, I was like, I'm sorry, baby girl, but this ain't gonna work.
It really fucks you up if you start to think about how they're just at their job. Like, that's what kind of messed with me too. Is like, you're at work. I don't know. Like, it's just you're doing like, it's because like the whole job of the therapist is they want to like be like a person who wants to help you and like, hey, I'm just your friend. You know what I mean? I'm just your pal.
That's not what they're doing.
They clock out of being your friend.
No, you
don't go to therapy to get friends.
It's a professional relationship,
right? But they're still like, you're telling them your deepest shit.
But the thing is, like, to become a therapist, you have to like care about the work. That's like saying that's like seeing us on stage and it's like, oh, can you believe they're at work right now? And it's like, yeah, but we love our jobs.
It's not my job.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not either of our jobs.
If you think that way, it never will be.
If you think of it like a job?
No, if you never think of comedy as work, then it'll never become your job. Which is fine if that's what you want.
I've been thinking about this about writing. I thought of a pretty sick analogy that's pretty smart and succinct.
Man,
if you want to think about it.
This is so off-putting. Go ahead.
You treat it like painting.
Okay.
But you don't treat it like painting a painting, like a scene, because
painting a house.
You think of it as painting like painting a door or painting a fence, where you just try to be as thorough and like just clean as possible. Like, you take your time, you got to do multiple strokes, multiple coats, you go back over it, you fill imperfections, and at the end, just by doing the fucking job, then you get a nice product. Because I feel like when I say it's like painting, people would think it's like, oh, like Mona Lisa,
like with an easel.
It's like the damn Mona Lisa when I'm on stage, brother. Let me tell you, when I'm on stage, people are like, "Is that fucking Rembrandt? Is that Claude Monet up there?"
For you, it's more like, is it Bear? You know, like Bear, this paint brand.
Sherwin.
I can't think of another paint brand that wasn't Bear. I knew Bear wasn't going to be clear enough, but that's the only one I could think of.
Bear is also an animal, so it probably didn't come up. Do you want to take that again? Here, off cam, we can cut this out.
Yeah.
Say Sherwin-Williams.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
But say you have to cue me in.
Yeah. So you just you're painting the fence, and just by doing the thorough work.
Interesting.
You just kind of come out with a nice, finished, perfect
Wow.
product. Not really an artwork, but like a fucking piece of business.
Right. Like they think, like whenever you say painting, they think you mean Mona Lisa, but really you mean Sherwin-Williams.
Exactly. That's very good. That's very true, dude.
And it's pretty funny as well.
It is funny.
Yeah. Wow,
Isn't that a good analogy?
What a good riff that. Can we talk about that riff I just did?
What about your riffing skills?
The Sherwin-Williams riff.
Yeah, you're riffing crazy.
I don't love the analogy.
You cover the world in paint when it comes to your riffs.
I don't love the analogy.
You don't love the analogy?
I don't love it. I don't think it's a bad one. I don't know. I just, it doesn't resonate with me.
It's
It doesn't resonate with me immediately.
Well, yeah, because you've never fucking worked hard a day in your life.
That's true.
You hate manual labor.
That is
and
true.
You think people who do it are dirty.
That's true. And I don't work hard at comedy either.
Right. You really don't.
No.
But you do behave like you're the best. That's what I like about you, is that you're not shy to throw a compliment out there, but you're also like, at the end of the day, it's me.
Yeah.
Like, you are very nice to me. You've always been in my corner.
God. I always loved Conrad, and the thing,
You're one of my best friends.
And one of the things I want to talk about, that's embarrassing. And one of the and one of the things,
of all the friends I've had, you're the only one.
You know, some people would say we're friends. I would say we're family.
That's right. You're invited to my wedding.
I would love to go to your wedding.
We were going through the wedding. Me and my girlfriend or my fiance.
Ooh, new fiance. How much was the ring?
How much was the ring?
Tell the people.
$1,600.
Wow, you love her $1,600 worth?
Yeah.
You love her.
I got the diamond. The diamond was a family heirloom.
You love her as much as a month and a half of rent?
Bro, chill. It's a carat diamond, right? One fucking carat. And this isn't one of your lab-grown test tube diamonds, all right?
This is
for all
little,
your jewelers. This is a podcast. This is a jewelry podcast.
This is little African kids with cut hands.
Yes.
This is if you don't get the diamonds in time, we're gonna cut off your mother's leg.
This is indentured servitude diamonds from the fucking 1920s when labor laws were just
That's
nothing.
right.
It was like, do you have both your feet? All right. You're good to go.
This is family-owned diamond mines. Has a son. That son owns Tesla.
Yes.
Money.
South African.
South
this was
African
Musk mines.
Yes.
Elon
Musk's parents are basically South African Nazis.
They're Canadian fucking seamstresses. They're Canadians who moved to South Africa and then came back to Canada.
No, but they like own shit. They're like own like mines.
They own shit. They were just rich Canadians who went to be rich South Africans.
Yeah, but then those were the people that enslaved half the population.
What's your point?
Basically. That like, I mean, imagine if fucking Bill Gates' mom was a Nazi. You'd be like, that's pretty interesting.
That is pretty interesting.
Seems pretty relevant.
Were they doing apartheid shit, or were they just getting rich during apartheid?
Okay, if that's some white ass distinction right there. You white motherfucker.
I don't give a shit. They're bad, dude.
Okay, well,
they're fucking.
Were they?
I hate them because they're Canadian.
Were they propping up slavery, or did they just own slaves? I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
I'm not trying to say they're bad guys.
Listen. Did they? Okay, but how did they treat the slaves? Were they nice to the slaves, or were they mean to the slaves?
There were probably some guys who were
white
nice.
Bullshit, cracker ass, honky bitch shit are you throwing at me right now?
Dude, forgive
Who do you think you is? I thought you was family.
For what I've done, I should be dead.
That's what you should be. That's what every white person should be saying.
I'm just saying that they were Canadian like clothes people. I listened to one podcast once about how his whole story is like a lie.
Well, anyway,
let's just play that podcast. Anyway, these diamonds.
Let's go back to Sherwin-Williams.
Let's talk about this stone, okay? The story of the stone that I got my betrothed. It was a diamond that my great-grandfather won in a contest.
Whoa, it was a story.
It was a dog food sales contest.
So he sold the most dog food.
He sold the most dog food and got a 1 carat diamond, which is like, now you probably just get you get like a gift card. You get
like half off of something free that they offer.
Yeah, you get a coupon to a restaurant that they own.
Yeah.
You get a gift card to the store you work at.
Yeah.
We all know this. So
you gave her your grandfather's ring.
Dog food diamond.
You gave her your grandfather's carrot. Mm-hmm. And okay, so how did you propose?
I proposed, we went to New York City.
Whoa. The Big Apple.
Yeah, the very same. And we ate.
You went to the top of the Empire State Building.
We went to the top of the Empire State Building. I fucking threw her ass off. And no, I didn't do that.
So you wouldn't have a fiance.
She's resilient. Anyway, cut that out. That was bad. Bad riffs. Fuck, I don't want to tell the story anymore. I feel like I just killed the energy with that.
No, there's no energy. It's just me and you.
All right, true. Oh, yeah, there was never any chemistry.
Hey, are y'all cool with this? What are you talking about?
No energy. I don't know.
Okay,
it's
so you're fucking proposing to your soon-to-be wife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got set. We went to this restaurant that we went to in New York, like the first time we went together, and they sat us at the same exact table. So it's like, what the fuck, dude?
Wow.
Right? What the hell?
And that's serendipity.
Serendipity. It's the duality, okay? And I pay attention to stuff like
duality.
That. The duality.
Duality of what?
It's the duality of tables.
Okay. Did y'all sit on the same side, or did you sit on opposite sides?
Same side.
Can I ask you a couples question?
Yeah, what's up?
So maybe not at that kind of place where you're being seated,
mm-hmm.
but if you and your girl go to like Burger King,
mm-hmm.
do y'all sit on the same side of the table?
I do sometimes as a joke, like to be funny. Me
and my girl, we do it sincerely
because you love each other.
Yeah, it's really bad
because you're fucking corny.
We'll sit on the same side and they'll just do a knee touch.
Yeah, that's nice. You can do that
and
again.
I'll eat some more. I'll do a little peck on the cheek.
Yeah, it is.
You can't do that if you're sitting across. But then the other day, for the very first time, neither one of us thought about it. We both sat on the opposite sides of the table, and we were kind of like, I think we have to break up now.
You're drifting apart.
I think we have to break up now.
I like really the opposite sides of the table date feels more like an interview. I don't like it because we're like,
I like that date.
You're both leaning forward. You're both like elbows on the table, and you're just like, and then what did you do when you got home from work? And you're just like talking about mundane small talk, but with the body language of more serious subject matter.
It's almost like sitting side to side like this.
This is pretty casual, but it does feel like we're
See, I could give you a little kiss if I wanted to.
We could kiss if we wanted.
I could kiss. We could. You're not married yet.
I'm not married yet.
Anyway, so you're at the restaurant. You're sitting on opposite sides of the table.
Right.
And it's a French restaurant. He goes
Mexican. Upscale Mexican.
Oh, upscale Mexican.
It's like fancy Mexican.
It's so Mexican, there's no Mexicans around. It's so fancy.
Well, it's all like,
yeah.
It's the rich ones. It's the rich kind.
Yeah.
Like, Salvadorians.
Sure,
Argentinians.
Yeah, I love all those Mexicans.
The white Mexicans.
Yeah.
From Mexico.
Again, Argentinians, Nazis. What are you going to do?
Very true. Well, now it's time for me to defend them. So we sat at this other side of the table, opposite sides of the table, same side. You got me all tripped up on the sides of the table we sat on. It does not matter. We eat the food. It's delicious. I drink a lot because I'm nervous. I never drink, but I was like worried that I would say something while I was eating, so I just drank a bunch. So my mouth would be occupied. Well, dude, I'm bad at keeping secrets. Like,
how long did you have to keep the secret for?
Like 2 weeks. It was killing me.
So you bought it and then you were like, gulp.
Yeah, I was gonna die, dude. Okay. I knew I was gonna do it, but then once I had the thing in my house, it was like fucking terrifying.
Okay.
It was like hiding drugs from my mom.
Right.
And so we leave the restaurant, and there's a guy who looks a little familiar sitting at a table right by the front door.
For the listeners, this is where I come into the story.
Exactly.
Can you imagine if I was there?
No, now this might be construed weird, but it was Donald Glover.
Okay.
It was Childish Gambino.
What's weird?
Because I saw him and I was like, "Yo, Tyler, what's up, man? How you doing?" "Oh my God, dude, look, it's you." No, that's not funny. I don't think that's funny.
It's not funny.
So we see him.
You're associating yourself closer and closer with the Nazis and the apartheid people.
No, I'm not, dude.
Every opportunity you get, you're like, yeah, man. Black people look the same. Nazis are okay. I'm like, what are you doing?
Come on, it's a conversational podcast. What do you want me to do?
It is okay.
You want me to conversate or not?
So you see Donald Glover.
And that's like her guy. That's like, if that dude came up to her and was like, you're done with him. You're with me now. You're mine now. He could do that.
But you wouldn't be mad at that.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't argue with it.
Yeah.
Fucking look at him. He's a triple threat. He's funny. He's good at acting. He's good at singing. He's a cool guy.
Gambino is a mastermind.
Exactly.
Fuck a bitch to pass the time.
He will fuck my girlfriend to pass the time. And I'll have to let him. You know what I mean?
I mean, let him. You wouldn't have a choice. You couldn't stop him.
No matter what you say or what you do.
When I'm alone, I'd rather be with you.
Fucking Conrad's girlfriend, I'll be right back inside. Fucking Conrad's girlfriend, I'll be right back inside. Till 2005.
Like, this is America.
Yeah.
I'm fucking Conrad's bitch.
So he was there.
Okay.
And I was kind of pissed off
Shit.
because this was already going to be a big night, you know?
Yo, I thought I went to an all-white Mexican restaurant.
Exactly.
Suddenly, Donald Glover's here being an all-black and shit.
Exactly, man. You know
And he's
what
not
I'm
dressed
saying.
up like Perry Jenkins from that one episode of Atlanta,
Yeah.
where he's in whiteface. No, this is black-ass Donald Glover.
Yeah, now this guy gets it. Can we get a picture of us shaking hands before I leave?
Is that real?
Like on the cut this out. Cut this out.
Okay, sure.
I need to get like a couple photos of us. I've got like a court thing coming up, and I need like a couple photos of us.
Why would pictures of me be helpful for a court thing?
Can we get the pictures?
If anything, that would be bad.
I swear I'll tell you.
Sounds like you're gonna frame
If
me.
it's just us fist bumping,
You're gonna frame me.
and then like maybe you're giving me some money and I'm handing you.
This seems like a frame. I've seen this before. I just watched Better Call
it's
Saul.
for a joke.
I just watched Better Call Saul.
I don't know what that is.
It's a show about people like you.
It's for a joke.
Okay, keep going. So you see
Hit
Donald
record.
Glover. You see Donald Glover and you're mad at him.
Yeah, I'm mad because it's already like.
Why
this
you
was
put
already-
season 2 and 3 and 4 of Atlanta so close together?
Right.
I had no time to process.
Hey, if Atlanta's so good, Donnie, how come I haven't watched it?
Okay, so you see Donald Glover.
I don't know what to do because I'm mad because he made her night. She's like, this is the best birthday. Oh, it was her birthday, by the way. The whole day it was her birthday.
How could being engaged to you and seeing Donald Glover and her birthday not be the perfect night?
Because she was saying like she saw Donald Glover and we got sat at the same table and the dinner was delicious. And she's like, oh my God, this is the best birthday of all time.
You're an idiot. I hope you proposed to her this day. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah, I do.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought you're like, so then I went to sleep angry.
Yeah, I got pissed. Well, I mean, it's like, it was just like a, just you fucking wait kind of thing. Because
Right.
she's talking about how, oh my God, what a great. And then I'm like, let's go to the park where nobody's around,
Mm-hmm.
Just walking around in a park in New York City.
Yeah.
Girl heaven, you
Yeah.
know? She just saw the hottest guy ever. She just ate an expensive meal.
Yeah.
Didn't have to pay for it.
Yeah.
And
Because y'all dined and dashed.
she's in girl heaven, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we neither of us paid for it.
Yeah.
Come on.
They're white people. They can't catch us.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking, dude.
Yeah.
We went into this park, and there were some people sitting, and I didn't want to do it around anybody. I didn't want
Right.
to do like a public proposal where people like clap and
Oh,
shit. Yeah.
What's
no.
she gonna say?
And then people applaud us when we do. It's like, no. So I make sure that we're in a part of the park where there's like a bush, and it's like we're hidden from sight, and then I hit her.
You hit her, and I hit her.
And then I ask her the question. And
did you say something? Was there any build up? Were you like, what's her name? Carol?
Aaron.
Aaron, you are so amazing. Was there anything like that? Like, you were beautiful.
There was
That ass is redonkulous.
oh my God, your gash. Your gash just gets my
I
boner.
want to motorboat you for
shaking.
the rest of my days.
Yeah, I can't talk like that.
No?
It doesn't sound good when I talk like that.
It sounds really aggressive.
Yeah, I said your gash gets my boner shaking. That's what I could think. That's the first thing I thought of when I was like, all right, dirty talk. I can't do
Gash
it.
gets my boner. Okay, so did you say anything like that? Were you just kinda like, hey, baby girl?
Well, because when I
You
asked,
don't have to share. I know that's a very personal
I know.
thing.
I don't give a fuck, dude. When we became, that doesn't sound good. I care very much about her. I don't give a shit. I'll tell anyone my stories.
It's like I told you
I'll
earlier.
tell my stories to anybody.
It's like I told you earlier. I was like, I know she really loves you because she's with you.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
She's with you.
Yeah. She
Of all people.
enjoys it. She enjoys it.
Yeah.
I'm entertaining to her, and
Yeah.
I give her a
So you asked her,
good
and then
feeling
she
of
said yes, and then
security. Yeah. Well, I asked her to be my girlfriend on my birthday when I was like drunk.
right.
And I texted her. I was like, "You want to be my girlfriend?" And then like she called, and it was like, so she was pissed off that we never had an anniversary because it was on my birthday. So just like the anniversary, because that's girl stuff.
Yeah.
Respectfully, I don't care about anniversaries at
Right.
all,
You sure?
or birthdays. So I wasn't thinking about it at all.
It's like there's all these things I want to. You're so interesting. There's all these things I want to ask you more about, but we got to finish the story.
Mm-hmm. You just keep them, put a pin in them in
I'm
your
not
head,
good
be
at-
a good
I'm not
interviewer.
I'm not good at pinning, but go ahead.
Yeah, you're good at cutting off.
No, it's called fucking riffing. It's called putting in jokes into a story. But you're also good enough to like. Some people are like, "What was I talking about?" You're like, "There's a story about you and your." Okay, keep going.
Oh my God!
Stop interrupting yourself.
May I go? May I continue? Yeah, I don't know. So I asked her. I was like, "Hey, you know how we don't have an anniversary because it's my birthday and because I asked you." Well, here it is. It was her birthday,
right?
And so I got down on the knee, fucking popped that sucker open. Did I cry?
She cried.
She cried. Yeah,
Did you cry?
Immediately cried.
Did you? I bet you.
Yeah, we were both crying.
You're
dude.
the kind of guy where she starts crying and you're like, ugh.
Sometimes.
Really?
I pay attention a lot to what she's crying at.
Why? I'm not a big crier. I'm not super emotional when it comes to that. Like I'm in touch with my emotions, but I'm not a big. I feel like I have a narrow range of emotions.
Sure.
So I don't feel super strongly. So I don't cry a lot.
Right.
Why would you cry at a proposal?
It's happy crying. I only happy cry. I don't sad cry.
I don't think I've ever happy cry. I don't know what that means.
You just, I don't know. You're just overcome with emotion. I don't fucking understand it either. Your brain starts pooping out chemicals that are making you cry, but you like don't think it's a bad thing, and it's like it like makes the moment seem more happy making because you're crying, and it's like, whoa, this is so weird. Like I'm so happy. I don't understand how happy I am. Like it's that.
Yeah, I just that's crazy. I've never had that before.
Yeah, you've never had love in your life. You're a lonely man.
Yeah, that's why I invited you here so I could.
That's why you sit on the same side of the table as your girlfriend to prove to yourself that you're able to do it. But then when you don't think about it, you instinctively sit on the opposite sides of the table because I
sit next to her on the same side.
You're avoidant.
To feel closer, but we couldn't be further apart.
Really? You have an avoidant attachment style?
No, I'm pretty well adjusted and healthy.
That's how you know someone is, because they'll tell you.
Listen, man.
Hey, man, I'm a really good guy.
Yeah, I believe
How many racists have told you, hey, man, I'm not racist? You know? It's that.
But you know what? Also, non-racists also say that, and I know who to believe.
That's what's troubling about these times now. Because I'm not racist used to just be...
We've talked about a lot of different things. I feel like you're done talking about your fiancé.
Fuck my observation.
And I'm done hearing about it. So I feel like we've talked about a lot of different things. We were talking about therapy at the beginning.
I'm in love.
You're in love with your fiancé, which is beautiful. You're also we've made reference to how she loves you because she's with you, because you were what do we say? You're an asshole. You're an asshole with a heart of gold.
I don't. Okay.
I know that's not how you feel, but there's a perception of you.
No,
you're an asshole with a heart of gold.
If you think so and other people think so, then that's what it is.
I mean, well, listen, you've been defending Nazis. Okay, let's just call let's just look at what it is.
Conversational.
Let's just look what it is.
Comedy podcast. Is this a comedy podcast?
You got a diamond.
I got a dog
diamond. You got a diamond from an African kid with 6 fingers on one hand and a foot on the other,
and a gun in the other.
Okay, these are things that you've done. And I don't want to judge you for that, but these are some things.
I got a diamond from a boy wearing a Disneyland T-shirt, even though he's never been to Disneyland or knows what it is.
So why do you think you and your girl work?
She's like super regular. She's like smart, and she like knows how to like keep track of money, and she just likes normal shit, and she can she's like, you know, she just wants to go out to a nice bar that's clean.
You're like smart. You're like, you know, you're giddy.
I'm giddy. I like her because she's so fucking normal.
Why
I like her because she's so
hot to you?
Regular. Because I'm an insane person.
Why does that
I've got
normal gash make your boner quiver?
Shake.
Quiver's better.
I don't know, dude. I think it's just because I live a very stupid life and I like stupid things, and I'm just like, I just need someone who just lives in the fucking real world all the time.
Is she a mommy?
No, not really.
Is she kind of your mommy?
She's a mommy when she's like, get up. That's what I like.
And then she's like, here's your food.
No, I cook all the food, bro.
And then she's like, I fold your laundry.
I fold the laundry too. I'm pretty proud of this too. We have an even split of chores.
Oh, that's beautiful.
This is what people fucking do when I tell them about my goddamn relationship.
What?
They go like, so you like, so what's the catch? What do you like about her? What is she fucking? She lets you put it in the ass. They always think it's some gross
I said
thing.
fold the laundry.
Yeah, no,
and
they
you
think
went
that
to
I'm
her
like,
booty.
I don't like it when people assign sexist roles to our relationship because it's unconventional.
I'm not saying sexist. I'm saying, is there a mommy thing? Because there's something about like, I'm so crazy and she just kind of grounds me, man. She just kind of brings me down.
She sends me to my room.
She sends me, spanks me.
No, I don't think so. I think she was more just like inspired me to get my shit together.
Okay.
More. Like, I don't think it's a mommy thing.
Again, this is...
That's mommy?
There's some mommy elements.
That's what mommies do?
Yeah.
My mommy didn't do that. My mommy said, you don't have to do anything. You're my perfect boy.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Tell me, okay.
Tell you about that.
This explains.
This is therapy now. Now I get the fucking couch.
I like psychological issues. I like talking about what makes you tick.
What makes me tick?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What makes that boner quiver?
What makes my boner shake?
Do you find a similarity between your mom and your girlfriend, fiance?
Yeah, sometimes, but I didn't like plan on seeing, and I wasn't happy to see them.
What?
I don't know. Let me think. Just just the way that she like wakes me up. I think she does it in the same way.
And she jerks you off.
She's
like your mom.
No, bro. Ew.
Like your mom.
My mom is going to listen to this. She fucking
No, she's not.
She combs the internet for me.
Cheryl, can you turn it off right now? I'm going to ask your son a lot of terrible questions.
It's not her name.
Yeah, I was guessing. Everyone knows.
Who cares?
Everyone knows your mom's
Who
name.
gives a shit? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is, but like she's also she's like a maternal person.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it's my mom specifically.
Here's what I'll say. I was like, there's certainly mommy elements with me and my girlfriend.
There's mommy elements with everyone.
Of course,
and
but
everyone's
I'm just saying it's there. And that's
right.
And that's part of what I like. She's very nurturing. She's very loving.
Yeah.
When I say she's maternal, that seems a bit much. But I think
have you seen her around kids? Have you seen her how she deals with kids?
I have not seen her around kids.
You should take them to.
But she likes animals.
If you have a friend with a baby, take her over there and see how she deals with the baby. My girl is a champ, dude.
She likes animals, so she's very she's caring towards smaller, cuter things,
smaller living things.
Yeah, she's very nice to me. We're both very affectionate.
Mm-hmm.
I was very affectionate with my mother as a child.
Ew.
There's a lot. It's a lot like the hand job I mentioned, and it's a lot of that stuff with me and her.
Yeah.
So there's a thing to it. Now she doesn't. Now the way if there's a mommy element to me and my girl, is she'll cook for me and she'll make me things.
No, I do a lot of that shit.
Yeah, so you're the mommy to her.
We're both each other's. I think we just take care of each other.
Yeah.
Without thinking of what some weird fucking German opioid addict says.
And now tell me more about your mother. I mean your girlfriend. Oh, sorry.
You want to fuck your mother?
I want to fuck your mother.
No. What I really like about my girlfriend is she reminds me of my sister. No, I'm just kidding. That's not. JK, comedy podcast.
So tell me this. So
yeah.
So what do you think? Because clearly you're a nice, sweet boy. You have this beautiful girl, fiance.
Mm-hmm.
You proposed to in New York, and you cried when you did it. You're an emotional person. You have a heart, and you have a mother that only showered you with love. Clearly, you've had a perfect life. What do you think people get wrong about you, and why do people? I see the heart of gold is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Why do some other people only see the asshole?
Look, I don't want to I don't want to try to sell myself or defend myself about this.
I'm just asking you, what is your point of view of the dynamic between the haters and you?
The dynamic, I've never thought about it a lot because just the people who seem to be vocally against me, which sounds, I don't know. I don't really want to dichotomize it like that. Make it too. Is that the right word? Dichotomize?
I'm just saying, what do people
make it into enemy, good and evil?
Sure. What are people getting wrong about Conrad?
That I don't know. I mean no harm. I think that's pretty much it. I really mean no harm. Just goofing around.
Just goofing.
Just doing what makes me giggle.
Why would goofs hurt? Why would goofs hurt?
Why would goofs hurt?
Even though you intended no harm, why would goofs hurt someone?
Why would goofs hurt someone, man? Are we going into comedy theory now? Sometimes people take things personally.
Sure.
Sometimes people don't like someone who's as loud. I'm just like a loud person.
You're very
too.
loud.
I'm loud, and I mean, I fuck around, man.
You're loud. You're a strong personality.
I'm an annoying person.
You're abrasive.
I don't have a problem with that. I've been annoying my entire
You're
life.
abrasive like a loofah, where you're like, it's nice to scrape that layer off.
Cleansing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, oh man, because the loofah is abrasive, but it means no harm.
Yeah, man. Doesn't hurt you. It cleans you up.
It cleans you up.
Because it's
And some people are like, owie.
I just don't fucking respond well to people, like, because I don't know, we deal with a lot of like shitty people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I try to remember that like the people I deal with, like, even, as much as I hate them, that's not everybody. This is like the most annoying, neurotic, sociopathic like sample group of people that I could be exposed to.
But I can't imagine. I I can't imagine you crushing with the normies. Do the normies like you?
Crush with normies.
Do you crush with normies?
Oh, they love me. They love me, bro.
Why do they love you?
Because I'm a fucking weirdo. I'm that crazy ass white boy, dude.
So, and I bet you, your girl's normal. And she's like, hey, my friend's having a dinner party. And then you go and you're like, what's up, fucking dinner party, bitches?
Yeah, and I don't say things like that. I'm more smart about it.
You take a sip of wine. This wine's got me gacked. Bro.
We see each other just infrequently enough for you to have this like weird cartoonish idea of how
I'm just taking what I see and
world.
heightening it. I know that's not how you are. I know you're a normal person, but it's funny to be like, I love steak, but I brought my own tater tots.
Yeah, I brought my frozen tater tots in a bag.
Bro.
Bag tots.
Hey, they're community tots. Whoever wants them gets them.
Bag tots, ice cold, chunk on the table. No, we went one time we went to like a river thing to go swim in the river with my girlfriend and her normie friends, and I brought the barbecue. I brought like a little grill and charcoal and hot dogs, and I just like cooked hot dogs for everybody, and I was trying to light the coals super fast, and so I put a bunch of shit like fuel on them.
Sure.
And I didn't read the bag. They were like instant light charcoal briquettes, where they're already, these little pieces of coal are already coated with lighter fluid.
Sure.
So I just made like a bomb essentially, and I put way too many coals in the thing. It's like a little tiny Weber grill. I dumped an entire bag of coals in it, and it was just filled to the brim with the coals, coated with fuel. A bomb. I light it, goes whoosh, just huge fucking tower of flame. I close the lid immediately. I was like, "That's how you let them cook. That's how you let the coals cook. You big blaze." Secure it, because I'm trying to like pretend like I knew that was going to happen.
Right.
And I let it, just kind of cook, I guess, for a couple minutes.
There's no food on there. It's just
I'm letting the coals heat up.
Whatever that means.
Let me check the coals. I open it up, tons of smoke, and then I don't know what the fuck happens. I open it up more, and the smoke all just turns into fire. So it's like a fucking 4-foot like explosion in my face, and
right.
I've got nasty reflexes, so I just shoot back, and I'm like on the floor, and there's just this fucking ball of fire. There's like dogs running around, and there's people with like towels and fucking tons of shit that could go wrong. Dry grass,
Yeah.
It was really, really bad situation. And then the fire is like a foot high, and the coals are just burning. I'm like, all right, yeah, that's never happened before. I broke the facade immediately. I was like, but they're loving it. You know what I mean?
Right.
They just think it's so unique.
Yeah,
I spice up a function, dude.
But the thing
people could pay me to be the life of a party.
Do you have? Because you seem very confident. So I'm sure everyone's like, look at him go, and you're like, I don't really know what's going on, and they're like, he's in control though.
Yeah. I guess. I don't know.
I think that's true. I think if I saw you fucking some shit up, I'd be like, Conrad does not know what he's doing, but he's probably he's not going to kill everybody.
I do have things under control. That's like another thing that I feel like people think about me is that like I've been accused of not writing anything ever. Like I've been like,
yeah, I accused you of that the other day.
yeah, that's not. It's just not true. I'm like,
No, clearly you're right. I stole your joke. Remember?
yeah, you stole my fucking joke, man.
I feel like you don't like me bringing that up around you.
I mean, bring it up on your own podcast.
Yeah, sure. I feel
Dig
like,
your own grave. That's
No,
good.
Yeah, I stole that joke one time.
Yeah, it was.
I told you about
good,
it. I apologize. And then you told my joke on stage.
It's not
and now-
my thing. It's like a catch-all. It's more just like something that anyone could say and has probably been thought of before.
Yeah, but I liked yours.
All right, thank you, man.
Yeah, so you're funny.
Yeah, no, I write stuff. I've figured out how to write things the way that I talk, so I don't need to like. I don't know. I don't need to write out a joke like robotically and then try to figure out how it would sound coming out of me. The way I write is decently close to the way I actually think and speak.
Sure.
So like the stuff I will write out, this is going to be so embarrassing to listen to later. Just sounds like how I'm just talking, you know?
Wow, you've really cracked the code on the
Well, I
uniform.
don't write out everything verbatim. I do like bullet points of what I need to hit, and then
It's almost like you don't need to write because you are comedy.
I don't need to write the word the. You know what I mean? Like I don't
Yeah.
need to write the word like are and to this. Like it's just there's a lot of words that you don't. It just fucking messes up a page. You just get what's important, and then you're fucking. My brain makes the
It's like
connections.
you're like word economy, and your economy is free market, baby.
word
And
economy.
and it just comes up.
What is word economy?
You ever heard of word economy?
No.
It's like don't use a lot of words. Get to the point with a few amount of words.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do stand up in shorthand. Like I need to if I can crack that. If I could be like or at me and
me girlfriend.
you got it.
Dinner.
Me girlfriend dinner, same table, Donald Glover, nighttime,
Donald Glover nighttime.
Park.
Propose. Cry. Funny?
tears, dog park.
Thoughts?
I'm laughing.
You're like fucking that episode, The Office with Kevin.
Are we talking about this episode of The Office is brought to you by Juiceland. Juiceland. Do you want to spend $19 on 4 beverages somehow?
This podcast isn't called The Office, right?
You were about to talk about The Office, and I was
Anyway.
doing what's called riffing.
Here's another thing. Okay. Here's how I'll relate to you. Because I heard you say a second ago that people think that I don't have my shit together or whatever. I feel like I used to get that from certain folks. I feel like people used to. I feel like I still get that. I feel like my stand-up people, because stand-up and improv are different. Improv is full of nice people who like have like good. They're like normal people who do like this quirky thing. So they're like quirky and weird in the context of the normal people, right?
Yeah.
And then stand-up is full of like degenerates.
Okay.
And I'm very normal to them. So I think whenever people see me in stand-up, they're like, oh, this guy's...
You are a normie. I mean, look at this apartment. This
isn't my apartment.
Whose apartment is
It's
this?
my girlfriend's apartment.
Oh, I was about to say that your apartment looks like a girl's apartment.
Yeah, it is a girl's apartment.
Nailed it.
See, this is how I'm a comic, is because I don't have an apartment. I'm staying here
Right.
in hers.
Because you're so dirty. You're
so-
such a dirty artist.
I'm just paycheck to paycheck, baby.
Yeah, dude, that's how I like it. I don't want to be successful.
I live one joke at a time.
Not being successful is success, bro.
So my point is, I think in stand up, which is how you know me, it's like, oh, Tyler's like a normal, cool dude, and he's funny too. Hell, that's cool. And then in improv, people are like, man, Tyler's a crazy guy.
That's how I am to normies. That's why normies
That's what
love
I'm
me
saying.
so much.
So I've gotten this whenever I'm like saying crazy shit, like I'm talking about pussy or making a sex joke.
Yeah,
or something
crazy shit like talking about sex in stand up.
Like, no, I'm talking about.
See, guys like you and me, we're like super normal.
I'm talking about sex in improv. Improv is very like it's not, it doesn't have to be, but the improv I was doing was like a very nice, clean sort of PG-13 stuff, and sometimes
Yeah.
I would go R, and people would be like, man,
Is that your peanut butter or mine? It's like that.
that exactly like that?
Yeah.
Can you believe he never writes a day in his life?
Sir,
And he
take your sombrero off. We're trying to have a meeting.
That's not even improv. Anyway,
People are getting married, sir.
Anyway, you're a punk bitch.
That's how
and
improv is.
That's not what it is.
I would be so good at improv.
It's you would be. Oh my God, no, you would not.
It would not be
It would
funny
be-
how
you-
good I was.
No,
how good I am at improv.
No, if you think no one likes you in stand up, everyone hates you in improv.
You don't know that.
Yes,
Do people in the improv scene know about me?
I've told him.
Nuh-uh.
I've tried to be fair, but I have to be honest.
Nuh-uh.
He loves Nazis. He cries like a bitch.
He loves Nazis and cries.
He saw Donald Glover, then he hit his girlfriend.
He's a woman beating.
And then his boner quivered. Can you believe
He's
that?
a woman beating racist Nazi who cries.
Yeah.
That's funny to me.
In improv, I would be a little crazy on stage, and they'd be like, "Tyler, that was funny," but like, buddy, like,
Yeah.
it was like it worked, but there was this sense of like
I could be normal funny.
there was this sense of like Tyler's like
He's out
off
of
the
this
rails,
world.
or
Yeah.
Tyler's like don't touch that,
He's
or
unpredictable.
Tyler's like it was more like that was funny, but it was uncouth. That was funny, but it was a bit distasteful.
Right. Inappropriate.
But I'm like, but
Yeah.
it's comedy. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Inappropriate?
Yeah.
It's comedy.
My dad always said that my jokes were inappropriate.
Or like my dad. My dad still is this relevant? I'm trying to think if this is relevant. Just perceptions of people. Like he still sees me as like a lazy teenager, and I'm like, I'm doing so much, and he still thinks of me that way. So I understand people looking at you, judging you based off of your.
I almost threw up a Juice Land smoothie.
That's great. People looking at you like a comedic persona instead of who you are.
Yeah. I mean, and it's fair. They only see me at fucking open mics when I'm just, going off.
What's the time that you goofed and then they didn't like it, and then it didn't go well, but not one that necessarily is that you don't want to talk about.
You mean not?
'Cause I can think of some.
Not the best story or example of this that I have.
Listen, if you want to tell it, go for it.
No, we just the time I goofed and nobody liked it. Yeah, I one time I helped trick me and some other people tricked another comedian into thinking he was going to be on a CMT comedy show.
Let's see, like country
music television. We just tricked this guy into thinking there was a guy
I've not heard about this.
from TV trying to get a hold of him.
Okay.
And we would just keep like messaging him like, this guy's looking for you, but we couldn't, he can't find you. And the place we were in, we were talking, it was really loud, so I couldn't hear anything. I don't know his name. Just like spinning this guy out. And then this guy kind of already hated me, but me saying this in this prank, because part of the prank was that I was also going to be on the country music television TV show.
Okay.
And they want him too.
Let's back up. So you were lying to this guy.
Yeah, it was a lie.
That you were in a loud place talking to a representative from country music television.
Yes.
I don't know where you were. Were you at a comedy show? Were you
just somewhere?
at a
Yeah, I think I
club?
said Volstead. I don't know.
You were at Volstead, just a random
Just a
bar in
fucking bar,
Austin.
yeah.
And there's a guy from country music television who wanted you and this other guy, who y'all aren't friends,
No.
to be on a comedy show on the country music television.
Yeah, it was called The Rugged Outlaws of Austin Comedy.
Okay, great. And then you were
Do you know the guy I'm talking about who might be excited to be on The Rugged Outlaws
I
show?
don't know, here, whisper it to me.
No.
Like away from the mic.
He's like who, never mind. Anyway.
Oh, no, you're talking about a famous guy?
So
No, I don't know what
you're
talking
worried about believability. Doesn't matter. He
about. No,
believed
I'm
it.
also I'm skeptical. I'm like,
He believed it.
I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy for believing? Number one. Number two, I'm like, let me clarify exactly what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
It's a crazy story. Okay, continue.
So, yeah. No, I mean, it was also, there were other people besides me who were messaging him the similar message. So it was like multiple people conspiring to lie to this guy. And it's just fun.
Okay.
That's
And
just
then-
how you have
okay,
fun sometimes.
So you're playing this mean prank on your.
It's a mean prank.
You're playing this mean prank on a guy you don't like. So
Right.
and then he finds out that there's no country music television. Let alone.
We don't know that. It got him to apologize for being like a bad person to me, though, and I thought that was funny.
Wait, why would he do that?
Because he was just a dickhead to me.
Well, he was a dickhead.
He's one of these old pricks who's just mean to young guys.
Why would he apologize to you?
Because we're gonna be on the same country music television show, and they're like a sociopath, so they have to like be on good terms with
Okay.
people there,
So
equal with career wise.
So what? But he never found out that it wasn't real. But because it never happened, obviously.
It never happened, so I'm sure he found out. Or he just thought it petered out. That's what I like to imagine, is that he never really...
It's ridiculous.
So then, fast forward 3 years.
Oh my gosh.
I'm at a certain lodge.
Okay.
I'm not going to say which one.
Okay.
And we were sitting in the room downstairs, and me and this guy, it had been years. We'd been through a whole pandemic, hanging out, sort of hanging around each other, I guess. And I thought we were on like pretty decent, like solid terms. And I go, hey, here's a fun story. Now that we're friends, we're going to both have a laugh. So this was that guy? We're going to have a laugh about this.
You're saying this was that guy?
Yes.
Okay.
We were sitting in the room, and I'm like, hey, we're going to really chuckle about this. Check this out. And I tell him the story.
About the time that you fooled him into thinking...
He's angrier than ever.
About the time you fooled him into thinking that he was going to be on CMT.
He's angrier than ever.
Okay. So he doesn't get a laugh out of this.
He does not get a laugh. The people sitting around, they get the funny part of it.
Right.
This guy was not having a laugh.
Okay.
He was not chuckling. He didn't find it.
Did he take off his yellow tinted glasses and get angry with you? Wait, did I get that right?
He wasn't wearing his Spurs that night, so I felt a little brave.
Okay, cool. So you did this to him.
And, so I did that, and then he just kind of pouted and, got up and left. Didn't really speak to me after that. And but that wasn't out of the ordinary for him to do.
Okay.
So then I was hosting the open mic at a comedy club that he was at, and that was.
Are you getting into all of this? You can stop whenever.
This is the
you
goof.
want.
Well, yeah, the goof. It ended up in me getting. I'm not allowed to go back to a comedy club because that dude.
Kicking that.
Sorry,
but the thing is, so you don't see how that could have rubbed him the wrong way?
No, I just goof with people. My problem is I goof with people as if I've known them for a long time, because that's how I get comfortable in a social situation. Because I've got something out of whack in my head about that, where it's like,
were you like that?
I don't like having to like make friends with someone. I just want someone to just kind of
were you
have that connection.
Were you like
already.
were you always like this because you were in a car accident or something?
What do you mean?
Were you like that before the accident?
Yeah.
The brain.
I've always been. No, I think I am a little angrier after the car accident, but that's just because
cosmically or like I don't.
That's what I don't know, if it's like physiological or if it's like.
Are you like, universe?
Yeah.
Why would you do this?
Now that I know I live in a world where that can happen, it kind of puts a damper on your outlook on things. So, but I don't know. I mean, I was like comatose for 5 days. So my brain was in like a weird, and they say that like every day you're in a coma, your brain gets dumber. That was a medical journal said that. And so maybe that might be it. But I've always been kind of like I'm instantly going to act like we're good friends with you already. And people who are cool respond to that well. And then people who suck think that's off-putting. Yeah, when people do it to me, I've noticed when people behave the way I do with people, to me, I don't like it.
And you haven't been able to connect these dots yet.
No, I can absolutely connect the dots. I just don't care.
Why don't you care to adjust your behavior so that other people feel?
Because I've got enough people who love me. There's already people who like me the way this is.
Yeah.
And so why would I try to like work? Why would I try to cater to these people who I don't really like respect anyways?
Well, let me ask you this. So the podcast premise is about growth, improvement. That's what we talk about.
Yeah. Tyler is growth.
Yeah, I've heard that before. You're the first person, but good job.
I'm not sure. I'm sure I'm not.
But anyway, so tell me, is there something that you what's something you'd improve about yourself?
My height.
What's a way that you would like to grow as a person?
I want my feet to be bigger.
Yeah.
I want to wear bigger shoes.
What are some things that you're actively doing to better yourself?
I don't know. Saving more money.
Okay.
I guess.
Nothing about no more pranks, huh?
No more pranks. No, I still like pranks. I still stand by that prank.
I think the prank was good. But I also think like
It's a good prank.
but it's also a prank where it's like you go into that prank thinking like I could lose a friend.
You got to take that prank to the grave. That was the mistake I made.
When I die, put the pranks in the grave.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a Drake song. I don't know if you know.
Love him. Heard of him. Love him. Love Degrassi.
Love it.
And yeah, I've got no problem with that guy whatsoever.
Drake.
No problems with him. It's fine by me.
That's good.
Just doing dad racism.
There's a joke way long time ago.
But yeah, you got to put that prank you got to take pranks like that to the grave, because that is a very funny prank, and I just couldn't contain myself, and I thought it would be a good idea to like that, because like pranks like that, you share the joy from it with, you got to vet people before you tell people about that, and I fucking miscalculated and thought it would be an okay thing to share.
So, and you've had moments like these before in the past.
Miscalculations
for
sure,
or where you joke too far, and then the other person gets mad.
Yeah.
And
I'm trying to get better with that.
Okay,
like obviously, but that's like,
is there a sense of regret when that happens, or are you just like, hey, I went?
No, it sucks. Yeah, I hate hurting people's feelings. Yeah, the second I find out people like took something I said too personally, or thought it was like hurtful to them, yeah, that's devastating. I hate finding out that I like actually fucked people up.
Yeah.
But like,
how do you try to make amends when that happens?
I was like, I just say like, I was just goofing. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to goof and went a little too far. My bad. That's it.
But I guess I
don't need to make a bigger deal out of it.
Well,
this isn't a reality show.
Well, it means more to them than it does to you.
No, I let them know that I was just fucking around, just having fun, goofing.
So if you're gonna if you're trying to get better at that, how do you get better at that?
Trial and error. You just gotta figure out what's funny.
You try to goof, and you just think like, okay, maybe I got one more goof in me, but let me just stop now, because
getting better at that, being like, okay, how many more can I give them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just part of trying to get funnier too, which
What is comedy what is comedy to you? Is it a way to express these parts of yourself in a palatable way?
Yeah, probably.
Because part of the goofs is like, I want to be mean.
A little bit. It depends on the victim.
I want to be mean. Well, sure. If there's some motherfucker that's like,
I try to have a code of ethics with pranks too. I'm trying to be like, if I hate them, then let's go. Or if they're bad to people, like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like this guy.
Is it a sense of justice? Is it like they need to get their comeuppance?
No, I don't think about it this much. That's another thing that I feel like is hard for people to.
Tyler is growth, baby.
It's hard for you to grasp this. I'm not like I don't have like a Joker style manifesto where I'm like, it's not about a manifesto. It's not about anything. It's just funny in the moment.
You think you just do things because things are the things. There's a reason you're doing something.
I know there's a reason I'm doing something, but in the moment I'm not thinking like.
And you said
I'm gonna serve justice.
And you said you were fixed.
I am fixed. I don't have genitals. I told you. I can't reproduce.
Oh, was that the joke you were making? I didn't get it before.
I'm sure you don't.
I'm sure they didn't either. Well,
all 200 of them.
Yeah. So, I feel like
that felt mean. I'm sorry. I shouldn't bring up the number of listeners you have.
There's not a lot.
It's not nice.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
That wasn't nice.
200. I wish.
That wasn't nice of me. I'm sorry.
Well, you goofed. You went a goof too far.
I was goofing, and I went a little too far.
You went a goof too far. And you know what?
And I'm sorry.
Here's how it makes me feel.
Hey, you know what? I'm sorry.
Here's how it makes me feel.
Hey, listen to me. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, but here's how it makes me feel.
I gotta go now.
And here we are.
And
now we see the dynamic.
You're great. See you.
And now we see the dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me check the time. Where are we?
48 minutes.
I don't think that's what that means. Are you
I was just guessing.
Oh, okay. I honestly don't know when we started. So,
we've been going for 17 minutes.
No, I'm telling you, that's not the fucking time.
Oh, we've been going for 1,789 bars.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, cool. So, yeah. Do you want to keep going, or do you stop?
I was just checking the time.
What do you think about that?
Getting a vibe, because clearly there's some walls that you haven't broken down in yourself, and
You're not a
this isn't
fucking
the way.
therapist, dude.
This isn't the way. I'm not.
Bro, I majored in psychology for 1 year. All right.
I read a psychology book for 20 minutes.
Yeah, K-State, dude. 1 whole year. Psych 110.
Yeah.
Psych 111. Boom, baby.
Because
That's it. That's what it is. Because you're trying to psychoanalyze me. I'm psychoanalyzing
what?
you,
okay,
bro.
flip it around. Flip it. Do it.
So you're doing a psychotherapy style podcast,
No,
right?
it's about growth and self-improvement.
Right. So
and you said you're trying to get better at.
it seems like the narrative is very important to you. It seems like it's very important to you that you control the narrative and that you have all the elements be your of your design. And you can't leave things up to uncertainty because that opens up a possibility for failure, which would lead to ego damage. This whole podcast is ego preservation, dude. You're just preserving your own ego by making it about other people's problems. So nobody has to talk about your problems. You don't have to think about your problems.
Oh no, I'd love to talk about my problems.
You just think about other people's problems.
I would love to talk about
because
my
your
problems.
problems are just a fun story to tell. You're just like, aren't I so crazy and funny? I have so many problems. Let's talk about why you're fucked up and damaged, bro. I'm quirky, you're damaged. That's what you should call the podcast.
I'm quirky and you're damaged.
I'm quirky and you're damaged. That should be the podcast.
I think you got the basic part of it right.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like, yeah, I'm like, I want a good podcast.
Yeah, but you also don't want to work on yourself. But you want to work on somebody.
No, I definitely want to work on myself. That's why I made the premise of this podcast what it is. Because I for the last year, 2 years, it's been a lot of like, okay, let me figure this shit out. Let me try to work on this. Let me try to work on that. And that's what I've like been into.
Right.
So I'm like, hey, let's convene. Let's talk with some other people about what they're going through and what they're working on.
Yeah, well, that's good, but it seems like I've watched your podcast. I'm a fan.
Oh my gosh, you're one of the 23.
One of the 200.
One of the 200.
Yep.
Again, I wish it was 200.
And it's a lot about the guest, not a lot about Tyler.
Well, please. I mean, I don't know.
We don't talk about Tyler.
That is totally not true.
But here's what's going on right now. What's interesting is you're telling me to talk about you.
Yeah.
You're still in control. You have to be in control.
How do I let go of control, Conrad?
That's what you got to figure it out.
Okay.
You got to let go.
Okay.
It's not an instantaneous
I don't know.
thing.
I don't know how to. What do I do?
Is this
How do
you
I
in
do it?
therapy? Is
How
this
do
you
I-
in therapy?
Help me.
How do I get fixed?
How
Fix
do I
me.
do it?
Fix me. Fuck. Help. I'm so sad.
You know what? I was just talking about.
Fuck.
I was just talking about this yesterday.
Help me out.
I was trying to describe like how this podcast has been going because it's a learning experience too of like what is an interview and like what is a conversation.
Yeah. What does the
and
GarageBand icon look like?
What is the podcast and how do I want it to feel? And
How do I turn my computer on?
And how much control can I have over the quality versus how much does the guest bring? Because the thing is, I can be as good as I can, but then if I'm talking to, a lovely piece of shit like yourself, then like there's only so much I can do. And I feel like what it is like it feels like like the conversation is I'm falling and I'm looking for things to like grab onto, something interesting.
You're falling.
Yeah.
It shouldn't look like you're falling.
Well, no,
You should think of it as climbing. So you're grabbing things onto to lift yourself up to advance.
I'm telling you what it feels like. Maybe it should be that.
That's what I'm saying. It should be, dude.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's what it should be. But this is what I'm describing is like I'm always trying to grab onto something in the conversation.
But why do you feel like you're falling?
Because
why don't we switch spots?
Because I think it's the failure thing. I think it's like I really want the podcast episodes to be good.
So if you feel like you're falling,
and I'm falling, and if I grab onto something, I'm like, ooh, that's something interesting. And
check this out.
And then it's like it slows the fall, and then I can land gracefully.
But you're falling,
yes,
before the podcast even starts. You're anticipating failure. You're going to manifest failure by anticipating it and acting as if you're already trying to play catch up. You're already catching up when you haven't even started. Which creates a sense of urgency, which is why you cut people off all the fucking time. I can do it too, man.
I'm trying to think.
Conrad is gross.
No, sure. I'm trying to think if that's true. Say it again.
Well, I mean, okay. You picture yourself doing the podcast and finding things to talk to as falling and finding things to break your fall, right? So I'm just using like dream analogies, but it's like you're falling. That's not good. You're going down quickly. You're plummeting.
I think there's truth in that. I think it's like
that's a fear-based fucking whatever.
Well,
mindset.
yeah, I think it's like I want it to be good, and I'm still learning on how to do this. So there is like, oh, is this one going to be good? Am I able to do?
Why don't you think about it as like dunking on a 6-foot rim to work your way up to dunking on a 12-foot rim? You know. So you're still dunking or climbing, rock climbing, you know what I mean? And and the things you're using to break your fall, you could easily turn those into ledges and cracks to reach into to bring yourself up.
Maybe.
And then what's at the end? Because
what's
at the end of the fall? You said rock bottom. So you want by the end of the podcast, when you land gracefully, for you to land where? At the bottom? No, dude, you're mountain climbing top. Boom.
I don't like the mountain.
Conrad is gross.
I don't like the mountain climbing analogy, but I definitely hear what you're saying.
Okay, what about like doodle jump?
Which one's doodle jump?
The little guy, the little phone game with the guy bouncing, the little green alien guy.
Okay.
He bounces on the platforms, and you got to move him around.
Okay.
To bounce on the right platforms. You can think of it like that, like a bunch of trampolines.
I think it's one of
I'm just trying to think of it like a more fun thing than falling, because that's depressing.
Well, I mean, skydiving.
Skydiving, but you've got one big parachute.
Well, what I'm describing to you is what it feels like. And as you know, remember at the beginning, comedy felt like a terrifying thing that you had to get up.
It was really fun to do, and I was excited to do it every time.
But it's different now. It's changed.
I'm less excited to do it.
Your relationship to it has changed.
Yeah.
And so my relationship to this now is what it is, and it'll change over time.
But you're saying it's going to go the opposite direction, where you're going to grow to like it more instead of grow to like it less.
I can't say. I don't know.
Right.
Who knows what it'll be?
Well, I can't think of anything that I would like less than falling and trying to brace my fall by grabbing things that I don't know.
I think I want it to be good, and there's a sense of like anxiety and like urgency to it, but I think that's also what makes it.
But then why don't you think of it
exciting.
as like building something instead of falling?
Because it's building something with the variable of the other person is uncertain. So I want to be as good as I can.
Right.
Yeah.
And it is also convenient to have a guest every episode, because if it goes bad, just blame the guest. Tyler's ego is preserved.
No, I'm always trying to figure out what I did wrong in my head or can do better next time.
Mm-hmm.
But there is also something like, and sometimes the guests aren't up to snuff. Some guests are better than others.
Do you think that this is part of your whole I'm perfect thing, where you're working very hard, and that's another thing that makes you perfect, is that you're imperfect, but you're working on it because you're doing the effort? Because a lot of people don't even put forth the effort. A lot of people don't even care. They would just rather live their lives and not have to fucking worry about what verbiage they're using when they're talking to their girlfriend.
No,
sitting on which side of the table.
Ultimately, I think it's just
that's what you need to think about.
Ultimately, I think I want the podcast to just I want to connect with people on like, what are you working on? What am I working on? And let's like connect on that.
God damn, that sucks. Yeah. That's the most fucking. Oh, that's the most LA thing I've ever heard you say. I've never said that before.
What's wrong with
my whole thing is people? I want to like connect with people on projects. What? Why don't you want to talk to people?
No, I don't. I mean, talk about the things that we're working on. Like if it's like, I pull pranks on people too much, and I'm like, you know what? I get it, because I have these moments that relate to
things
this.
Sorry.
I'm not like, hey man, what are you fucking? Yeah,
what are you working on?
You got a show at a convenience store? Listen, I got Cheeto snacks. Let me put them in the convenience store during the show. Bada bing, bada boom.
Come on out to business hours at Rio Market at 9:30 tonight, Saturday.
I can't go. I don't know.
Every Saturday, bring yourself some Cheeto snacks. I've never heard of those, but I'm sure they're great.
I don't know if I was on the show today, but I can't go.
You are gonna go.
Yeah.
No, you're gonna go, because then I'm gonna tag along with you to that place and see if I can get in.
What place?
The place.
Oh,
that's
the place?
right by there.
No, I can't go.
You can't go? What do you got to do?
Another show.
Another show?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
Spider House.
You're doing 2 shows at Spider House?
Yeah.
Can I still roll with you to the place?
Yeah, if you
See
want.
if we can try to break through there?
Okay.
All right.
So at the end of it, I ask advice about things that we've talked about. So what is your advice for the people, for anybody, general advice on therapy?
On therapy? Yeah. Do it, but it's not for everybody.
Okay.
I don't want to talk to it. This feels weird.
I mean, you can just look at me.
Yeah.
Tell me your thoughts on it.
I think therapy is good, but there's nothing wrong with shopping around for therapists.
For sure.
You don't have to stick with the first one you get, and then also it doesn't work for for everybody. I think it makes some people more obnoxious and worse off.
Yeah.
But if it works for you, then that's good. But really, just listen to the responses of the people in your life, I guess, and how they if they notice anything about you, because then that's how you actually can tell if things are different. Because your own perspective is only your own perspective. So you gotta, I don't know, ask people. Don't be afraid to ask people. And like, have I been shitty lately? And see what they say. Yeah, kind of just pay more attention to the stuff you affect in the world and how that is, and then if you're happy with that, then or unhappy with it, then maybe go to therapy then, or don't if you don't have a problem with how things are.
What about?
Don't feel like you need to do it. That's another fucking medical industrial complex lie. Is that everyone should be in therapy? No, that's just giving more money to fucking people with plenty of money. If you need it, get it, but do stuff that you can do yourself for free before trying to get therapy.
And if you're smart, and make sure your therapist is smarter than you.
Make sure your therapist is smarter for you.
If they're a big old dummy, it's like, come on, man.
If you're stupid, maybe go to therapy, I think. Or don't.
Helpful. No, I think stupid people should go.
What? They're not going to get anything fucking done. If you're a dumbass, don't go to therapy. Hey, if you're stupid, you're beyond fixing. Don't go to therapy.
So if you're stupid and going to therapy, must be pretty smart.
You're getting smarter.
You're getting smarter?
Well, then that means you're not stupid. If you're in therapy. If you are stupid.
This is all over the place. Tell me your advice on
therapy? I told you.
No, I'm another one.
Try to work on yourself.
Rapid fire.
Try to work on yourself before paying somebody.
What's your advice on loving relationships and getting married?
Do the work. Paint the fence, man. Do it. Intentionally love them. Like,
now paint the fence is everything.
Make the choice to love them. Like, that's it. Make the
Sherwin Williams.
Paint the world, bro.
Love each other like Sherwin and Williams.
That's right. Sherwin and Williams were two gay men who would go paint houses together.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
Fuck each other whenever they were.
And then you see that logo with the paint getting dumped on the globe. They had a specific method of painting.
Not paint.
No brushes. They would just dump paint on a house.
It's not paint.
And it would be perfect every time. You don't know what it is.
Choose to love the person.
Do the fucking work, man.
What is the work?
Be nice to them.
Okay.
Be nice to them. Listen to their problems. Help them out when they need it. Tell them stuff that you're thinking about. Like, do corny shit.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. Do corny fucking lame shit that makes your stomach hurt because it's so lovey-dovey and stupid. But do it because they love it. And then them loving it, you'll get joy out of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's advice for you because you're a loveless fucking cretin.
Listen, it's all very true.
Yeah.
Advice on what else have we talked about?
I don't know.
Comedy.
Pranks.
Advice on pranks.
Pranks. Pull them, dude. We're all gonna die, and
pull the prank. Don't
pull the prank.
Do the pranks, not like pull. Don't do them.
No, it's what you do. You pull pranks when you're doing them. Pull pranks. Stop not pulling pranks. We need more pranks. People who take themselves dangerously seriously need to be punished for doing that. Prank them.
Mm-hmm.
Prank them. Prank away, folks. If you can think of a prank, pull it. If the victim of the prank isn't in on it, if they don't think it's funny later, then they sucked to begin with. That's my advice. Pull the pranks.
Pull the prank. And lastly, just I'm talking about growth and self-improvement so I can learn what you're doing to be successful so that I can use that to beat you.
Right.
So like, what's your advice for me to beat you?
To beat me?
Yeah.
Go to therapy and treat them like a person who's smarter than you instead of some fucking idiot who realizes stuff way later than you.
You don't know this woman, man. She was real stupid.
Yeah, don't get another one. Remember what I said about therapy? Shop around.
Yeah,
if you have one bad one, she doesn't represent all therapists.
Yeah. I'm doing all right now, though.
Sure you are, man.
But I know I've never gone to therapy long term, but I've gone like 6 months here, 2 months there, a few months there.
Yeah.
And I'll get back to that state. And when I do, I'll reach out to someone and try to talk to them.
Yeah, I mean,
and try to make sure they're not.
There's also something
good
to. There's also something good to working up a relationship with one therapist. Like I had one girl therapist who I really liked.
Are you saying what? Go to a therapist, a couple therapist?
No. Like go to the same therapist. If you like that therapist,
I got you,
the shopping around advice does not stand.
No, I feel that.
Find one you like.
Ideally, that's what I would want.
That's also the same.
Like, and I could just.
That's other relationship advice. Find someone you like and stay with them. That's all. There's not really, for all intents and purposes, there's nothing better out there, folks. We're gonna die. Find someone who you like, stick with them, and stay in there. You know?
Hell yeah.
Stay in there. Because I feel a lot of my friends, you included,
sure,
you skip around because you think that there's something else better waiting for you somewhere, and you just haven't found it. And this person who you're with is tying you down, and this town is tying you down, and it's time to move on. Sure, man. You might be right, but you're probably wrong. So find the thing you like, stick with the thing you like, get really fucking good at that. And that's my advice.
That's your advice to me.
And to anyone.
Hey, man. Well, thanks for being here.
Oh, yeah, and get a skill. Learn something. The internet might go away soon.
Thanks for talking.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for being... You got anything to plug?
Yeah, business hours. 9:30, Saturday nights. I don't know how many of these watchers live in Austin.
Yeah.
But it's in West Campus on 29th and Rio Grande. Just look up Friendly Rio Market. That's the name of it in the Google.
It's a convenience store.
It's a convenience store. It's a real-life convenience store with a beer cave and Cheeto snacks.
At a convenience store.
It's got Cheeto snacks, folks. So it's at 9:30 every Saturday, weekly show hosted by my two sons, Zane Hussein and Carlos Morrison. I'm there almost every week, usually. And then that's all I have to plug. Good evening. Watch Good Evening News on YouTube. It was like a fake weekend update thing that I did at the Creek in the Cave Comedy Club with some other comedians who are just as cool as I am. So you're sure to love it. And then that's all. That's the first time I've ever had anything to plug. And now I'm trying to really think. Instagram, Conrad Fagan 1, number 1. My name, Conrad Fagan.
Hey, come to his
with the number 1 after it.
Yes, do that, and also come to his wedding. Where's your wedding with Aaron?
Come to my. I have no idea.
Wedding with Aaron.
I am getting married.
It's probably gonna be at the courthouse.
It's gonna be at the courthouse. I will be in jail, and she'll be marrying me from the other side of the bars through the phone.
So it'll be easier for her to give him cigarettes, so he could trade that for not sucking dick.
I will get married in a conjugal visit.
That's what we want.
Also, Conrad. I'm going to prison very soon for some bullshit, some trumped up charges, but I'll figure it out. That's all I have to plug.
Well, I appreciate you coming, man.
My shows and my Instagram.
I feel like I've been healed from your presence.
Healed from my presence. Yeah, my presence is harmful.
I feel like I've been scrubbed.
I've been
abrasively scrubbed, and I'm like, this feels good.
Yeah, that's the loofah at work.
It's the loofah.
Yeah.
If there was a second episode, I'd be like, it's a little too much loofah.
Well, yeah, that's another interesting thing about loofahs is if you rub them on for too long, it kind of hurts. It's a little abrasive.
Well, I'm glad you're at least sweet with your girl. All right, thanks. Yeah. Bye.
Praise loofah.